Guys, please do not raise your hands. If you have any doubts, if you want to talk, then only raise the hand. Okay. So in today's session, we are going to discuss very interesting topics and very useful topics. So we are going to discuss about Flexbox and grid. Okay, Flexboxes and grid. So I'll tell you what Flexbox is and what grid is. Okay. So let's create a simple H1 element. So session 9 CSS. So open it, live server. Okay, we have created a simple web page. Now let's create a simple CSS file also here. Session 9.css. It's going to give background color for the body. Will be black. And color, text color will be okay. So now what we need to do, we need to import the CSS in our HTML. So import CSS in HTML. Now look at your website. So dark blue color and white color is the text. So now let's see what is the Flexbox. Okay. Open the presentation. Okay, before going to the flex boxes, so let's see a few other CSS properties, okay, which are related to the text. I'm just going to, I forget to discuss those. So this is a simple text. Okay, so let's give the class name for this p tag. Class name equals to, I'm going to give simple text. Okay, so how can we access the class in CSS? With the help of dot. Okay, so let's see the first one. uh, Height I am going to give 200 pixel. Width I'm going to give 200 pixel outline. Outline color will give background color. I will give it as no. Okay. Next, outline style dashed outline. You can see. Okay. So here you can see this outline. You can see this outline as in. Let me just comment this. Now you can see outline we have given the dashed. I think this we have discussed when we are discussing the box itself. In the earlier sessions also we have discussed, right? There will be so many types that we can design the outlines. Dot with dash, a lot of things, right? Same thing here also we'll be having double lines, double lines with the help of the outline. Okay, so you will be having dash dot double groove groove inherit. Okay, so like this there will be different type of outline styles for any box that we can give. Okay, and the remaining properties I think I already told, right? Text transform, text shadow, I think we already discussed, so which is not required. Now we'll simply design a simple button now, so which will be like I went told. So we'll just give the button here. Okay, login. Here I'm going to give class name equals to button button one. Let's give button one. So I'll just remove this. Just comment this. So here I will design the button. So first what we will do, background color will give. Background color will give background image, or else background color itself will give. Button color I need it in blue color. Okay. I need the height should be let us consider 150 pixel. Width you can give auto as well. Automatically based on the text it will fix. Okay, you can say height I have given 200 pixels, so that's why this is the very much bigger, right? So I'll give just 50 pixel. Here also you can give 100% as well. 100% auto, anything is fine. 40 pixel height I need. Okay, width will be 80 pixel. Okay, I can see this, and I need the border radius as well. Border radius, I'm going to mention 10 pixel, so that it will be like curve will come. Outline style, I don't want any outline style, none. I don't want any outline styles, so I have mentioned none. Color will be white. Color will be white. So now whenever my mouse cursor is there on this one, hover. Okay, whenever I hover this button, I need this button color, everything should be changed. How can we do that? With the help of the hover property. There is something called hover property. Button 1, hover. So I am just going to change the background color. Are you able to see this? Whenever my cursor is there on this particular button, hover. Because of the hover, we have changed the color here. If you want, you can change other properties as well. Okay, I can change the border radius 50%. Now see what will happen. Are you able to see this? Hover means your cursor whenever there on that particular component, that is hover. So we will be having a property called hover. So on that time you can change the complete design for that. Understood? So now let's see. I think a lot of students requested for the input, right? So input. So input is very simple. So input, you have to mention what type of input that you are going to give, that you are going to take and use. Okay, input, for example, I am going to use input type will be like let's take number. Okay, and you can give placeholder. Placeholder is for user to understand what input it is. Okay, please enter age. So you can mention the label as well if you want. Label tag is nothing but a simple text tag where you can just show the simple text. Okay, so here I'm going to mention the label as age. Okay, now you can see here. I'll just break here. Break tag I will use to mention it in the next line. There is one more break tag. Okay, now here you can see this is the label and this is the placeholder. Placeholder will be there inside your text field. Understood? Now here you can provide the class name if you want. IP1, input 1, and you can design this from here. Okay, so I'm just going to like outline shape, none, outline style. Okay, when I give an outline style, you can see there is no outline. If I haven't given this, you can see this black color outline will be there. Okay, mention this, there is no outline. Now what I am going to do is I am going to design this input. So you can give like any like background color if you want. I'm going to give background color will be gray. Color will be in black color text. Font size you can give how many pixels that you want, but I don't want any font size. I will give font style bold. Okay, if I enter something here, so you have to enter only the numbers. Okay, because it is a number text field, right? And you can give border radius. You want like 15 pixel. Now you can see, and you can give like padding 1% so that content will align properly. Now you can say this. If you want outline, I need it in dash. Okay, outline color I will mention. Outline color I will mention it as white. Okay, get this. Now you can mention whatever you want. You can just enter. Understood? This is how we can design the inputs. You can, in place of this dash, you can mention double as well. So two lines will come here. Understood? So that's up to you how you are going to design your text fields. Understood, guys? Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? If you have any doubts, please let me know, or else we'll proceed further. If you have any doubts, please ask, or else we'll proceed further. Guys, if you have any doubts, please mention. Hover is something where you are going to take your cursor on something, right? When you are taking your cursor, your mouse cursor to the particular component, that is called as hover. Understood? That is called as hover. Whenever your mouse cursor is going on a particular component, then if you are changing the background colors or something, then that is hover. Understood? Understood? Okay. Now let's see the display flex boxes. What is display flex box? For example, if you want to align some data, some boxes, some containers in your website automatically or flexible, so how will you do that? With the help of the display flex. Okay, so now here I'm going to create a div class equals to PC parent component. Here I am going to give div class name equals to cc1 child component 1, and if you want, like, you can give numbers as well so that you can understand easily. Okay, so here we go. Here I will give 1 2 3 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 5 4 3 2. Okay, so here we go. I am going to come here, parent component dot pc. Okay, so as I already told you, right, display is the css property which will represent how you are going to mention your content. Okay, so you are going to mention your container into a block. Okay, so before that, let's give some height, width, agst, or I'll just give background color white. Okay, cc1 comma dot cc1 dot cc2 comma dot cc6. For all components, I'm going to give height, width. I'm going to give not 50 pixel. Okay, color I will mention black. So you can see this complete white is our. You can give some other color, maybe gray. Okay, so now here you can see this is a block. This complete gray color is our parent component, and we will be having six more boxes whose height and width is this one. So I will give different colors for that. cc1, I'll give background color will be red. Okay, so 2 will give blue, 3 orange, 4 will give pink, fifth color violet, sixth color green. Okay, understood. So here we can see that we have our flex boxes, we have our normal containers. This is the parent component, parent container. Okay, inside this we have wrapped six more boxes, right? These are the child components. You can consider it as a child component. Now when we mention the display as the block, you can see how it was aligned. Well, it is aligned one after another, right? So you have different type of display properties. You have block, inline, flex. Let's see how inline will act. Okay, you can see this. Inline is constrained within the parent component. Okay, let's just give some padding for that so that you can see the difference. Padding, I'll give 1%. Okay, you can see, and I will give margin as well, 20 pixel. So everything is in inline. So now if you give the flex, which is very useful for us, you can see now everything is aligned in flexible way. Okay, if you open this in mobile phone, how it will look like, you can see this, it is aligned in mobile phone also, it is aligned in the same way, right? It is flexible, right? Okay, so now you can differentiate this, like you can mention the flex directions, how you want to show the data, like if you want to show everything in a row, or else in columns, or else in reverse row. There are a lot of flex properties are there. Okay, that we will see now. Understood, guys? Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand? Okay, now we'll see, like here what we can do, we can give flex. There is a css property called flex direction. So in what way that you are going to show your content? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now it is in a simple row. By default it will be a row. So if you want to mention in column, you can see in one column I am mentioning all the content, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so here I will write the this thing as well. You will be having column, row, row, reverse, column, reverse. Okay, so now if you mention row, it will be like in single row, single line. Okay, row reverse. Row reverse means the content will be in reverse format. Now you can see this 6 5 4 3 2 1, right? So same like that, if you mention in column reverse, so 6 5 4 3 2 1, it will be in reverse format. Understood? This is what the flex box means. This is how you can align the contents or else boxes in a flexible way. As of now I will mention the row. Okay, understood about the flex direction? Okay, so now let's see the flex wrap. Okay, flex wrap. What is this flex wrap means? It will specify flex items, how it should be like arranged in a proper way, how we are going to wrap the content, how we are going to wrap uh, the complete box. Okay, so for that we will be having flex wrap. You can mention you want to wrap the content or else not required to wrap, that you can mention here. flex wrap I mentioned here. Okay, so flex wrap I have mentioned the flex wrap. So now whole content was wrapped. Okay, so now if you mention like no wrap, if you just mention no wrap, content won't be wrap at all. Okay, so I think you are unable to see any difference, right? You are unable to see any difference, right? So now what will happen means flex wrap will be like work based on the screen size. See now what happened? It has been wrapped to 3 by 3, right? When I change the this thing, you can see now it is 6. We change it here. Now you can see. Understood? It is wrapped automatically. So 3 after 3. Understood? Whenever the screen size changed, it will automatically wrap the content. Okay, whenever the screen size changes, it will automatically wrap the content. Are you able to understand this? Flex wrap will automatically wrap the content based on the screen size. So for better understanding, you can give some gap. You can give 10 pixel. Okay, you can give 10 pixel. You want like you can design more like border, radius, 10 pixel, all those things that you can design later if you want. Okay, and you can mention here itself text align should be center, align items center, justify content center. Okay, these two you can mention here. Everything is in center. Understood? So wrap will work based on the screen sizes. So it will wrap the content automatically. Understood? This is why we will use the flex wrap. Wrap the data based on screen resolution. Okay, change automatically. Automatically, its content align alignments. Okay, so based on the screen resolution, screen size, whatever the content it is there, so it will automatically change its shape. That is what the flex wrap means. Understood? Now let's see something like, I think this is more than enough for you to learn in the flex boxes. Now let's see the grid. Now let's see grid. There is a lot of difference between the grid and also the flex boxes. But when it considered to be like when you are seeing, when you are visually looking into it, it won't like, so you can do all the things whatever we are doing in the grid in flex boxes, but grid is more comfortable to use and more useful also in a proper way that we can use the grid. Grid is something where you can align your same containers in different ways. Okay, different ways means So how much this what you call height, width, all those you if you want to mention for particular elements, particular components and all, automatically if you want to change its shape and all, you can do with the help of the grid. Okay. So now what I am going to do is here I will mention h1 element. Square PR tags. Okay. So now let's see the grid here. So I'm just going to mention grid, not grid, sorry, div. I'm going to mention class name as GC grid container. I can give any name. Okay, here I'm going to mention dv div, and here I will mention one class name will be shortcut. I'm mentioning the names. If you want, you can mention the names later, whatever you want. GI1, GI2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or else here we'll mention. So for example, I will show you. So if we want to design something like this, okay, so what we have, header we have, menu option we have content and then footer. If we want to design something like this, that we can do with the help of the grid. Okay, so what we have, one two three four boxes we have. Okay, and outer box is 1 5. So outer is the main container. Here we have 1 2 3 4 boxes. So first one is header, right? We will name it as header itself. Header. Here you can mention. Okay, after that we will be having menu. Okay, menu, and then content and footer. Okay, now let's see, this is our boxes now for now. Now let's design this. Here you can mention grid component design. Okay, just a comment. So here, first one, what is that? GC, right? GC is the parent component, correct? Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to design the main component. So same like this display flex, we will be having display grid property. Okay, so what I will do is let it be. So display grid we have, and you can give something called gap for that items. Give 10 pixel gap. Okay, and I'm going to mention background color for the main component, which will be like you can green. Okay, let's mention it green. Okay, let's mention the background will be in green color. So there are multiple ways where we can design it. I'll tell you in a simple like the best way. Okay, So where you can mention the grid item names with the container itself, and then you can design it at the help of grid template area. Okay, that is what I am going to tell you. uh, so here I am going to, there is a property called grid template area. Okay, grid template area. So here you are going to mention, so what content you are going to show. Grid template area. Okay, so before mentioning this, what you need to do, you need to mention your items, right? What is that? First one is header. Okay, so here I am going to mention grid area. So I am going to mention grid area of this particular element will be for some name, like you can mention any name. I am mentioning HD. I just mention head. Okay, so or else you can mention header item. You can mention any name, that is up to you. Same like this we need to mention for remaining as well. So header, and then menu, content, and then footer. Here you can mention content. Here you can mention menu, you can mention footer. Okay, so here you need to design what you are going to show where. So first row, so grid template area. So let's give some design for that so that you can understand much more better way. I'm not wrong. So we'll give this the same one more class component, like box design something will give. I'll use the same for everything. As we already discussed, like we can give multiple names, right? Multiple class properties, class names. So because when I'm going to design the same design for all the things, box, sorry, I'm going to mention height. Let's say I know I will, let's see, not the height. We'll just take like background color. We'll mention for all the common things. Background color. Let's mention gray, and the text alignments will do center, and you can give padding. Let's take 20 pixel comma 0, and font size I'm going to mention 25 pixel. Now let's see this. Menu, content, FOOTER. Yes. Okay, clear. Now let's see the grid template how we can arrange. Okay, for the first row, what we need first row completely the, what is our design? The first row is completely the header, right? First row is completely the header. So here what we need to mention, header item. So you need to mention there will be six parts. Okay, you need to divide everything into six parts. So all six parts we need to mention the header item. Okay, all six parts we need to mention the header item. So second row will be, so second row will be the menu item. I'll mention one more menu item, comma. After the menu item, you will be having content. So I'll divide the complete screen into six parts again. 4, 5. And next will be this only, but in place of this, we will be having footer item. Why it is not aligned? Grid template areas we have mentioned. Mention this. Expecting the string. I think. Now you can see. Let's mention the color to be black. Are you able to see this? We have arranged something similar to this, right? Okay, so what I'll do is like I'll just remove this. We'll take only one column. I'm going to take. Okay, I'll mention it's right from the pixel. Are you able to see this, guys? Just make it like normal. Okay, this is what we want, right? Understood? Understood this and this. Any doubts in this? I'll explain you again. So first what we need to do is we need to mention our boxes here. So what are the elements that you are going to give? Parent component, that means main container, and inside that whatever you want. So and then you can mention the grid template area. So before mentioning the grid template area, you have to mention the grid area names for all the components. Okay, grid area names for all the components. After mentioning the grid area names for all the components, so in the main component, main container, okay, so you have to mention how many parts. So total six parts are there. Out of the six parts, where how many parts that you are going to allocate for each and every item. So you can see in the first row I have aligned completely header, right? And in second row first column, third row first column, fourth row first column, like all the first columns, remaining all first columns, I mentioned the menu item. Okay, remaining all columns. Okay, so here from second row second column to fourth row completely I have mentioned. Second row second column means here to till here, so completely I mentioned here. So our design is like this. So what we will do is we'll just mention the footer here also. Now it will be look similar to this. Okay, header, menu item, content, footer. Okay, so based on the design that you can mention how many parts and what are the item that you are going to mention here. Understood? This is the simple way to design the grid. Understood? So if it is in mobile, you can see how it align. If we rotate the mobile screen, it will be like this. Understood, guys? Any doubts?